Welcome to my series of reading books until I find a 5-star book, because it's been a hot minute since I've read a 5-star book. The first book that we are reading is The Two Lies of Faven, Sythe by Megan E. O'Keefe. Megan E. O'Keefe, moment of silence for this bitch, because can I just say I love using the word bitch in an unserious way. Anyway, Megan E. O'Keefe is that bitch because she is a genius when it comes to writing books, and I've read 3 of her books previously to this one, the Devoured Worlds series, and the first book of the series and the third book of my series are on my list of the best top 5 books I've read in my life. And she has this other series that I want to read called the Protectorate series, which I just haven't gotten around to yet. The Devoured World series just absolutely blew my mind. Like, she is so talented and so skilled at writing plot on plot on plot on plot on plot, and you're reading the book and there's like 10 different plot lines and storylines going on, and you're like, how is she going to wrap everything up? And she does it in such an effortless, beautiful way. And then the characters are so fully fleshed out. They're like real people. It's one of those series where you'll miss the characters after you finish reading. So I was so excited that Megan E. O'Keefe had a new book this year. And I actually thought this was going to be a series because she has written a bunch of series up until this point, but this is a standalone book, which honestly I'm kind of glad, because I already know that unfortunately I don't think this one is going to be a 5-star. Right now I think I'm about like 60%, 65 maybe percent through, and right now I'm leaning towards maybe a 3.5, maybe even a 3. The main characters, I just don't connect with them that well. It's kind of like an enemies to lovers arc, but they're not fully enemies. They kind of are just opposites. So faven is a crystborn, which means that she's half crystal. Yeah, she's a half crystal person, half human. Bitter Amandine, by the way, the stupidest name I've ever heard. Bitter Amandine, okay, her lover in the book is a pirate, and okay, so it's a sci-fi, right? So she's like a spaceship pirate, which I guess is cool. But yeah, something in this book is just not hitting for me. I don't understand their attraction to one another. It kind of just comes out of nowhere. It feels a bit forced, and obviously because it's a standalone book, the characters are just not that fleshed out compared to what I've seen O'Keefe write in the past. It's about Faven, who's a crystborn, so she's half crystal person, half human, and basically she has this magical ability where it's a bit hard to explain, right? Because Megan E. O'Keefe, she writes very in-depth plot lines, okay? You know, when you're traveling in outer space in sci-fi books and you teleport from one place to another, Faven has a special ability where she's able to collapse time and space, which is something she's basically like she's a navigation person, and they call her a Navi in the book. And so all Navis can do this, where they have these special abilities where they can physically manipulate time and space. They weave star paths, which is basically a teleportation between one point and another. So when you weave a star path into a spaceship, you allow that spaceship to jump and teleport to that place that they have woven. Basically, they're connecting 2 points by physically weaving them together in outer space. Anyway, that's what Faven does. Bitter Amandine is a pirate, and she goes around with her pirate crew, and she does what pirate people do, which is like stealing other spaceships and parts that they might need. Faven's goal in the book is to find her mentor, who we never meet in the book, which I'm kind of disappointed about, because it's like this whole book she's like wanting to go to this basically really sketchy part of the universe to find her mentor, because apparently her mentor went to that sketchy part of the universe. It's like a really sketchy, dangerous place where other Navi people go and then they never come back from. And apparently her mentor went there, and she wants to go on this mission by manipulating pirates to take her there so that she can find out what happened to her mentor and why her mentor went there and never came back. But I'm just like, why are we caring so much about this mentor person that we never met? And maybe we'll meet her later in the book. I don't know. She connects with the pirates, and that's how she meets Bitter Amandine. There's a lot of drama happening, and I just don't care that much for it. It's like, whatever. Hey! Oh my goodness, it's nice to see you again. Okay, so let me, lock my doors. I'm at the library, and I just finished The Two Lives of Faven Sythe like half an hour ago. And I got this book, which might make it into this video depending on how my next book goes. This one is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. The next one I'm going to be reading is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've only read one other Taylor Jenkins Reid book. It was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Whatever. Everyone loves that book. I thought it was fine. I gave it 4 stars, but I know a lot of people are like obsessed with that book, and a lot of people are obsessed with Taylor Jenkins Reid in general. And personally, I love that she writes about everyday people and kind of their everyday lives. And I also tried to watch Daisy Jones and the Six because they made a TV show about it, which is another Reid book. And I don't think I even made it past the first episode. I was so bored. So I don't know. Some of her books, they sound a bit boring to me, but I know that she really takes a topic and really narrows and niches it down for like one book. Like she has that Carrie Soto is Back book that's like all about tennis, which has been on my TBR. And so this next book I'm reading, I'll get into it later, but it's about like astronomy, or no, it's about this woman who becomes the first female astronaut. And I love that because I'm very into space and the universe, and so I feel like I will maybe really enjoy this book. The Two Lives of Faven Sythe. As I said, I give it a 3.5 stars. To be honest, it's weird. It's a weird little book, and I'm not really sure what to think about it. I'm not gonna give away like much else of the plot because I feel like I already explained it all, and then the ending part is pretty much just everything getting wrapped up. Just like the whole thing with like people being half crystal and half human, and then like there's this whole like twist at the end where you find out like there's like some malevolent shit going on with the higher ups of the Christ people. It's just weird. I just didn't like it that much. I didn't really like the characters that much. I thought the plot was a bit strange. I've never had this brand of vegan mac and cheese. Annie's? Wait, I tried the Dale one. I didn't like it. But this one was on sale for 20% off. Because it's about to expire, so I was like, I'll try it. Should be good. Holy, what the fuck? No. Are you joking? I swear in the store the grapes said $7. And I look at the receipt, $17 for those grapes. What kind of economy are we living in where grapes are $17? I've never tried this type of apple before. It's called an arcane apple. It looks so beautiful and so shiny. Apple, brownie, apple mango juice. Oh, so that's so good. No, hold on. That's a bit bitter. I have to sit down so delicately because I fucked up my ass. I really did. I really did. I was going down the stairs yesterday. My sock slipped on the stairs and I was trying so hard to save my supper that I was carrying in my hands that I didn't think to save myself first. I was carrying my supper in this hand, my water in this hand, and I just went boo down the stairs and I landed so hard right on my tailbone, like it knocked the wind out of me, and I just had to sit there for a few minutes and just like breathe and just like process. The pain lasted the rest of the night. I swear I thought I had, maybe I have, I'm not sure. I feel like I might have fractured my tailbone, but I slept the whole night on my side. I could not even like sit down last night. The pain last night was just non-stop, and I woke up this morning and it's like a little bit better. Like at least I can like sit down, but it's, I don't know, when I like get up, it's painful. Okay, I've started this book. I'm about 118 pages in at the moment. It's fine. Basically, it's about this woman named Joan in the 80s, and she wants to be an astronaut. This is during the time when only men had been astronauts, and NASA put out an application for women to also become astronauts, right? And so Joan applies and she gets in, and the whole book basically so far, I will admit, it's like a little slow paced, it's a little bit boring. It's basically Joan going through astronaut training, and we follow her and her other peers through astronaut training. At the same time, Joan is getting close to this other woman named Vanessa, and I'm at the point in the book where they're starting to flirt a little bit. At first, they had absolutely no chemistry. I was like, great, is the whole book gonna be like that, where it's like, you know, where the two love interests, they have no chemistry? I'm like, I hope the whole book won't be like that. But they're starting to flirt and they're starting to actually have chemistry. Honestly, that's literally all that's happening right now. Vanessa, by the way, she has this quirk where she smiles out of the corner of her mouth. Look how much pain I'll be in when I try to stand up. Oh, ow, ow, I can't even stand. Oh. Oh. Brief update, I'm about, I don't know, close to 70% done this. It's grown on me a lot. It really has, really has. It just took a while for the story's pace to pick up, and it takes a while to get to know the characters. It takes a while to get to know the characters and kind of begin to like. It just took a while for the pace to pick up and for you to get to know the characters more and begin to like them more, but the main woman, Joan, in the beginning of the book, she was giving honestly asexual, aromantic vibes, but now I realize that she was just stuck in heteronormativity and she's actually a gay woman. Whoa! And her and Vanessa, you know, oh my god, they're so cute, they're so adorable together. They went past the flirting and now they're dating, but they can't be together because apparently NASA didn't approve of lesbian relationships. So they're kind of having to hide their relationship from NASA. And at the same time, we're getting throwbacks to, or sorry, we're getting like kind of flash forwards to later in the book where Vanessa's up in space and there's like something that goes wrong and she's having to save the crew to get back down to Earth. So it's kind of like a flash back and forth type book where one hand you're learning about their astronaut training and Vanessa and Joan are falling in love, and then the other half is like a really desperate trying situation. So I'll update you when I finish this. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it, to be honest. I don't know, but it's good. I just finished the book. I have to go. I will update you on my thoughts later. That was crazy. It's so interesting outside right now because the leaves are falling down, the leaves are turning yellow, they're falling down, they're getting crunchy. Okay, today actually smelled like fall. I was walking through the path and I was like, it smells so good here. And it's fall has that certain type of fall-y smell, and now that I can smell again, like I don't know when the last time I smelled fall was, probably years ago. And I'm like, what? It smells like, I don't know how to, it smells like the leaves falling. They just have this like kind of sappy scent. It just smells so good outside. But it's weird because we're having like one of the last really warm days left of summer before it turns to fall in like 10 days. It's like a mix of summer and fall right now because I think it was like 27 today. It's going to be 26 this weekend. And then after that, I think it's going to start getting pretty cold. I need to stop saying I say way too much. I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but summer went by extremely fast for me. It felt like June was 2 weeks ago. I don't know why this summer felt like it was 2 weeks long, but somehow it all just snuck by me and I'm like, I can't believe, like, it's already middle of September. That blows my mind, and it's all just going by so fast, and at the same time I'm trying to get this freaking van build done. Do you see this shit? Oh my god. Girl, I had to take out my entire bed. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, and I know I shouldn't be, but I am. I know I shouldn't be, because this is how the van build has been for the last 2 years, but I still, every time something comes up, I'm like, oh, well, goddamn, that is interesting. No, this is the epitome of what a van build is. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, the entire time, which is why it's taken me 2 years and I'm still not finished. The epitome of a van build is this, okay? Take a task, Think about how much time you think it will take to do that task. Now times that by 2 or 3, that's the actual amount of time it's going to take to accomplish that task. For example, you might be wondering, why did I have to take out my entire bed? Let me show you again. I had to take out my entire bed. Okay, you might be like, why? Well, that's because I was working on my plumbing, and my water tanks are underneath of my bed lift. Basically, my bed lifts up like this, and my water tanks are sitting underneath. Turns out my water tanks were too tall, so when I tried to close the bed lift, there was like an inch gap where the bed was just like at an angle because it couldn't close correctly. And then I tried to add wooden beams to try to even out the gap, and it just ended up snapping off one of the wooden beams that I had screwed in already. And at that point, it was like, okay, I can either go with only one water tank instead of two. That way for some reason, like, my bed is able to close with one water tank but not both of them, so I can either cut my water in half, which means I would have to fill up my water every 2 weeks instead of every month, so that's an option. Or I can try to find a smaller water tank online, which I could not find. So the only option left was like either cut my water in half from the amount that I originally wanted to have, or I can redo my entire bed and lift it up an inch and a half, so that way both of my water tanks are able to fit underneath my bed with ease. And I'm just like weighing the pros and cons of it all, and I know when I'm out there living on the road eventually, I'm not going to be wanting to fill up my water every 2 weeks. Being able to fill it up once a month is going to be such a luxury, and I'm just like, hopefully this project only sets me back by 2 days. So I'm hoping to get it done this Saturday. I just hope that I can wrap it up quickly, because there's just so many pending little tasks that I need to get done on this van build before winter, because I'm really trying to leave this winter, which includes my plumbing. When I went to the island last winter, I didn't have any running water. Basically, I just want my van to be as close to 100% finished as possible, because after I move into it this winter, I kind of want to move into it permanently. Like, I'm kind of done living in here part-time. I just want to, like, let's start van life, baby, let's do it, and just like living here permanently. That's the goal. It's what I want to do. I'm just like, I just want to do it already. Just cannot stop thinking about Vancouver Island and how bad, like, I've been thinking about Vancouver Island every single day. I'm just so ready to go back there. My soul wants to go back there so badly. I feel like I belong there. I love it so much, and I just can't wait to go back there this winter and live in my van again. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that, and I just keep thinking about it, and I can't wait. Now let's get into atmosphere. It did make me cry, honest. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So the book in the beginning was, first of all, the author dumps a whole ass lot of characters on you all at once. She introduces you to like 20 characters in the first few chapters, and there was just so many characters that I got to the halfway point in the book and I didn't know who some of the characters were still. And some of the characters, like, one thing I've learned myself as a writer is don't give characters a name if they have no importance in the story, because as soon as you give a character a name, it tells the reader this character is going to be important, and so I need to remember their name. Now tell me why, like, we need to know the wives' names of the husbands of the guys who are in NASA when the wives have nothing to do with the story. They don't even say a single sentence. Why do we need to know their names? Why do I need to know Helen's name? I don't know who the hell Helen is. She doesn't even say anything in the book. The book was very slow to get going. it really didn't pick up until Vanessa and Joan started flirting, which was maybe a little bit less than halfway through. Until then, it was like quite slow for me, and I didn't feel invested in the story. I didn't feel invested in the characters yet. But once they start flirting, I'm like, okay, okay, now I'm getting invested. I did give the book 5 stars. I'll just say it because I'll just say it. I did give it 5 stars. So this video ended up being quite short because I thought I would have to go through quite a few books to find a 5-star book, but I found it. And want to know a fun fact? When I put this book on hold at the library right when it first came out in June of this year, it actually came out one day before my birthday, which is a little fun fact. So there was like 50 holds at the library, and when I returned the book to the library there was like 550 holds. So it just shows you how popular this book right now, and Taylor Jenkins Reid is popping off with her writing career right now. She's a very good storyteller, and yeah, this book was no exception. So at the beginning of the book I gave it 4 stars, and then halfway through it was like a 4.5, and then I don't know, I just started falling in love with Jonah and Vanessa and their relationship and how cute they are, and at the end I was like crying, and I'm just like, damn, like this book is pretty near perfect. I'll just give it a 5. Really loved seeing Joan's awakening to her own sexuality and what that looked like for her. That was very beautiful. I love lesbians. I love space shit. Combine them both together. It's a great book. It's only 7:30 and the sun's going away, so I gotta go make brownies and watch Survivor. So that's it. I'll find an ending in there somewhere. Welcome to my series, reading 5-star books. No. um that would be a dream. Like, I don't understand how. I love when your contact almost pops out of your eyeball.